Do any of you remember a video from like 10 years ago titled "Why Total Drama All-Stars is the worst season" or something along those lines? Well, it was by some guy who had the funniest rant I have ever watched. But yeah, that was the first video I saw that really trashed All-Stars, and being my 10-year-old self and being very naive, I didn't actually grasp how bad that season actually was. And over the years I've rewatched All-Stars and I've realised, hey, this is actually not that great. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nowhere near as bad as some people say it is, and it's definitely watchable, but it's just nowhere near as good as the first 4 seasons, or any of the seasons I did follow it. Well, excluding Pocketo Island. I'm TD Tom, and in this video I will list the things that I would do that would fix All-Stars and give it the proper season that it deserved.
So you wanna get married?
So before I would even begin with Total Drama All-Stars, the first thing I would do is give the second gen characters a second season. Now, in Revenge of the Island, we only had one season with 13 brand new characters, so we didn't actually get to see them very fully developed as we did with the first generation, which I think, they really did need like a second season to, really flesh out these characters. They have now done this obviously with the reboot characters, but yeah, Gen 2 really needed a second season before we did eventually move into an All-Star season. I think this would have given the earlier eliminated contestants like B and Dawn and Brick, people like that, some actual character development. And who knows, Stacey might not be completely fucking annoying, but hey, I guess we'll never know.
So you wanna get married?
The next thing I would do is give the season a full 26 episodes. So for those who don't know, and if you don't know this by now, then you're a fake Total Drama fan in my opinion. But yeah, All-Stars and Pocketo Island is technically all season 5. Yeah, Fresh would give Total Drama a 26 episode season, but for some reason instead of just dedicating all that to All-Stars, they then decided to split it in 2, which I thought was just a very stupid idea. It's just 13 episodes was just way too short for the season, and it needed to properly pay homage to the series, give it the love and attention that it did truly deserve. Yeah, I mean, for 14 characters, 13 episodes, it just wasn't enough time. Obviously, it's still quite a short amount of characters, don't get me wrong, but obviously, if I remember back in Action, they had a full 26 episode season for what was 15 characters in the end. So I don't see why they couldn't have done the same here. It does, it gives the characters a chance to actually interact with each other outside of the challenges, because I felt in All-Stars there wasn't loads that actually happened outside of the challenges. Obviously, the whole thing with Mal was probably the main thing that happened, and that just got very fucking boring. It would be nice to actually being able to see the characters actually talk to each other more outside of the challenges like they used to. And if they were worried about it again still, then maybe bring out the fucking Aftermath show, just bring that back, for the full cast to be together. I think that would have been a pretty cool addition there, but hey ho.
So you wanna get married?
The next thing I'll do is probably make the cast just a little bit bigger. Like I just mentioned before, 14 characters is just there's not a lot, and when you think about it, we've got a whole pool of 38 characters from the first 2 generations combined. There's a lot of potential to have, a relatively big cast, and obviously, I think really having more than 20 other pushes taking the piss. So what I would do here, I would add 2 more characters from each generation. From Gen 1, I would probably add Owen and Lashana, and I'd probably add Brick and Amaria from Gen 2. And obviously you're probably wondering, well, that's quite a bit of a gulf, right off the bat. Owen, Lashana and Brick are all, heroes. You consider Amaria being the only villain. So what I'll do in that case was then move Courtney onto the villain team from the very start, which is where she should have been. I don't agree with her being on the heroes team. That was just pretty damn fucking stupid. So yeah, it just means that team's very, they're nice and even. That's what it been. And to be fair, Brick should be in All-Stars as well instead of Sam, in my opinion. But if we were going to make the cast bigger, then there's no reason why both of them can't be in there.
So you wanna get married?
The next thing, and probably the biggest thing in my opinion, is just, have some better writing. I think everyone can agree that the writing in All Stars was definitely not at what it should have been. And to be fair, I think from the end of World Tour, the standard of the writing was starting to slip a little bit. I mean, it wasn't that bad in Revenge of the Island, but I think it was almost as if when they got the All Stars, they were starting to lose the plot a little bit. Now, I know there was like a change of writing team. I think between Revenge of the Island and All Stars was probably why it was different. But yeah, writing needs to be better. They shouldn't be making the characters so one-dimensional. You know, for example, obviously Lindsay and Lightning both being just completely brain-dead stupid. Like, both of them being that stupid that they don't even know how to do fucking basic things. You know, like Lindsay not being able to actually push a fucking shopping trolley, or Lightning fucking digging in fucking water instead of the actual sand. Joe and Heather, two very strong competitors, both being very not strong, being very weak and being very bitchy to each other, you know, being so hell-bent on being the fucking team leader. That was annoying. Sierra being just that completely obsessed with Cody that it makes her actually insane. You know, just stuff like that, you know, they need to be adding more layers to the character. Like, as an example, Duncan in All Stars in real life, he was nice for a few episodes, you know, he had this whole other side to him, which, yeah, it was weird as hell, but, you know, they tried. You know, they actually tried to give something completely different to his character, obviously by ruining the name by making him blow up Chris's house, but, you know, it is what it is. And also, I mentioned this briefly before, but, you know, have more scenes outside of the challenges. You know, I loved back in Island and Action especially, where it would actually give you more insight into who the teams were going to look to vote off. I felt as though in the later seasons, and even still, honestly to this day in the reboots, well, they're starting to do a little bit better, but they kind of didn't really give you much insight as to who would be eliminated. It kind of just, you know, as the episode went on, it kind of, oh, they're definitely going to get eliminated, but, you know, it didn't actually give you those scenes where the teams would actually get together and actually decide, right, we're going to vote off this person. You know what I mean? Like, I miss stuff like that. You know, that part, that's what I really loved in Island and Action, and I hope that they would, you know, they are starting to do that a little bit more in the reboot, but they need to try and get back up to the levels, if you know what I mean.
So you want to get married?
Now, this final part's just like some little key things which weren't really big enough to have their own little segments. I've just fired them all into this one. I've just called it the flow of the show because I couldn't really think of anything else to say. Just some little things that I think they should do. First of all, have the merge at the exact halfway point. I know this doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. It just helps with my OCD, if I'm being completely honest. Obviously, in All Stars, they had the merge at 8 characters instead of 7, which they probably should have done. I know they did the same in the second season 2 of the reboot, where I think they had the merge like really early. I think there's there's still like 11 of them left or some shit like that. And I know that was, you know, part of the whole thing with, you know, Chris and MK, you know, whatever. But yeah, just for my OCD, then they really need to have the merge at the halfway point. Also, have some more balance with the eliminations. Now, what I mean by this was, well, in All Stars, obviously the Revenge of the Island cast was very small. You know, like literally they had like obviously 7 characters off from each season, but they got rid of 3 of them within the first like 4 episodes. And from the end of episode 4 to episode 12, Cameron was the only Gen 2 character who was eliminated. Like, there was just a long stretch where it was all just the Gen 1 characters getting eliminated, and it shouldn't bother. Again, one of those things where it probably doesn't affect a lot of people, but for me, I just want to be. I want it to be a little bit more balanced, you know. I want to see the best of both generations. I don't want to see like fucking one gen cast compared to like less than half of another one, if you know what I mean. Like, I want to see the best of both teams here. Also, you know, keep the team swaps to a minimum. I don't think they do this anymore. I don't think, from what I can recall, they haven't done this in the reboot yet. But, you know, in All Stars, and especially Pocket Island, the fucking team swaps were just fucking irritating. Like, it just confuses things way too much. I mean, yeah, it's fine to have, like, maybe, like, one throughout the season, but to have the amount they did in All Stars, and especially Pocket Island, it's just really, really annoyed me. The next one is have the 2 generations of characters, you know, interact more with each other. So, obviously, in All Stars, I think maybe other than obviously in challenges, the 2 generation characters weren't really mixing that much. Obviously, you know, Mike, Zoe, and Cameron, they just kept themselves. Sam was just kind of floating around, and then obviously the Gen 1 guys, they all just fucking hate each other, didn't fucking speak to each other really. Yeah, I think they just need to get the characters again. Again, this is more about interaction with the characters, because, you know, 13 episodes again is a problem where you've got more characters than episodes, so you got to get through quickly. Whereas with having the whole 26 episode season, you know, it gives time for the characters to really come into their own. And yeah, again, it's pushed to the point where there should have been a full 26 episode season.
So you want to get married?
Now, this last part doesn't really have much to do with the actual video itself. I just got really bored after I made these points. I thought, you know what? Let's revisit our old friend ChatGPT and see what the brand new elimination order would have been like with all these additions that I made in All Stars. So on screen now, this is how the season pans out. So obviously the winner down to 18th. So straight away, as you might notice at the bottom, what I said before about the balance of the eliminations kind of just doesn't kind of happen in a weird way. Obviously, like within the first 6 eliminated characters, 4 of them, 5 of them are all from second generation. However, with Heather, Duncan, and Lindsay all getting eliminated straight after, it kind of balances things out a little bit. And then, obviously, with the merge happening after Duncan's elimination, it does kind of get a little bit better with the consistency, which is kind of cool. And of course, Zoe ends up winning. Obviously, she is one of the winners in All Stars canonically. I have no idea which country she wins in. Obviously, Mike is Mike canon winner, as I'm sure he is for quite a few people. So yeah, and also Alejandro finishing second once again. So kind of funny how we've got 2 winners in final 2 again, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought I would include that because, you know, why not? You know. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know how you would fix All Stars if you had a chance to. If you guys want me to do the type of video with maybe I don't know, like Pocket Island, if that's even possible, then do also let me know down below in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you all next time.